Baby, my wife for one, me my was so done. Nimunya when Nimunya fue, me peja woodido. To me, the fue, ye, be wayo. Not ye, Bama was swore. A shower, Namda.
Hello, and welcome to our second video on indices. Yes, as I concluded in the previous video, we are going to look at a special case when it comes to indices. It's going to be quite brief and simple, okay? Knowing the various laws already, we only have to do some few examples, okay? Now, we could be asked to find true set of certain relations. For instance, let's say I'm asked to find a true set of a relation like this. 2x plus 3 2x minus 4 is equal to what? 0. Okay, so we are having 2x plus 3 minus 4 is equal to 0. They are asking to find a true set of this. Now, when you are given this, what do you do? That's the question. Because you remember that in all the laws of indices we gave you, there was nothing like plus, there was nothing like minus, they were either multiplication or division and all those things. So, this specific one, how do we tackle it? Okay, how do we tackle it? So, the how to tackle it is very simple, okay? You just have to apply the idea from quadratic equation to do this, okay? To do this. Now, watch closely. When you look at this, it's 2 to the power 2x, okay? I can rewrite this as this. 2 to the power x all to the power 2 is the same as 2 to the power 2x. Because if you remember this, our am all to the power n, we said the answer is amn. So this is what we've been given, and we want to rewrite it this way. So it's the same index rule that we are all applying. Okay. Why did I decide to write it that way? That is what you need to know. Now, when you come to the second term, you realize that 2 to the power x is standing alone. So since 2 to the power x is standing alone, then the smart move is that over here too, you must make 2 to the power x stand alone. It doesn't matter whatever is here, I must make sure that I simplify such that 2 to the power x is going to stand alone. Okay, that is because of what is in there. Fine. So at this stage here, then we can have plus 3 into bracket 2 to the power x minus 4 is equal to what? 0. Okay, it's equal to 0. At this stage, I would advise you to do something. This is now looking like quadratic, but you cannot really see it as quadratic. So this is what you do, okay? Let's forget as if we are doing indices and treat this as the way we do linear equations, okay? Quadratic equations. So we can say that, okay, let 2 to the power x be what? Y. So you are representing 2 to the power x as y. So anywhere I will see 2 to the power x, it should be represented by what? Y. See? Okay. So then this one here is going to become what? Y squared. You can see 10 plus 3y minus 4 is equal to 0. And now clearly you can see that this is now a quadratic equation. Then you start nodding your head. So it's actually a quadratic equation type of question, just that it's given in a stylish manner. Okay. So at this place there, we all know how to do it. We multiply the coefficient by this, and the coefficient there is 1, so don't worry. So we pick this one, minus 4. We look for factors that when we add, we're going to get positive. When we multiply, we get what? Minus 4. So this minus 4 here, the specific factors are, let's say 4 and 1 and 2 and 2, but we are after 3, so positive 3, so plus then minus. So if we should multiply this, we get minus 4. When we sum them, we are going to get positive 3. So that is going to be our factors. You can check out our video on that. You get more understanding. So this is going to be y squared plus 4y minus y minus 4 is equal to what? 0. So instead of writing this, I'll replace it by what? The factors. Okay? I'll replace it by the factors. So over here, I group them. You factorize y out here, you'll be left with y plus 4. And then here, you factorize minus 1 out, you'll be left with what? Y plus what? 4. And then this is going to be equal to 0. Hence, you are going to have y minus 1. And then what? Y plus what? 4. All this is equal to what? 0. Therefore, continuing from that level, we know that y minus y plus 4 all is equal to 0. So I can decide to say y minus 1 is equal to 0. Hence, y is equal to what? 1. And then y plus 4 is equal to what? 0. Therefore, y is equal to what? Minus 4. Okay, minus 4. Are you okay? Minus 4. Good. So now, if we are after the truth set of this, you know that the question did they ask you to find the value of y. There was not even y in the question in the first place. You brought it to simplify your solution. Therefore, when you are done, you must substitute the right value back in and perform the necessary calculation. So it means that our y, which we know it, is what? 2 to the power x. So it means that here, we will rather write 2 to the power x is equal to what? 1. Are you seeing it? And from our very last law I introduced you to in indices, we said any number on this surface at raised to the power 0 is 1. So it means that this 1 you are seeing here is actually the base raised to the power 0. Are you seeing it? That's a smart thing you need to see. So the here is going to be what? 2 to the power what? X, right? Is equal to 2 to the power 0. So my very first one, x is equal to what? 0. Are you okay? That is the first value of x. Now I'll come here. I have 2 to the power x is equal to what? Negative 4. But this one cannot be solved. The reason is, if I am having 2 to the power x here to be minus 4, there is no way I can raise 2 to any power on this earth that I'm going to get a negative number. No, it's not going to be possible. Okay, it's not going to be possible. So there is no value for x I shall raise that is going to give me what? Negative 4. Hence, the right answer for this our question here is this. X is equal to 0. Okay. So normally they will always give you, and then one will be positive, one will be negative. The negative, like I said, you cannot solve it. Right? Then the positive is what you choose. Good. So to confirm your answer, you should put your values in here. Okay? You should put your values in there. When you put it, you should be able to get what? 4. 0. So when I put 0 in there, this whole thing is going to be 0. So 2 to the power 0 here will be 1. Plus, here will also be 2 to the power 0, 1. So 3 times 1. So 1 plus 3 minus 4. And that's 0. So you know that here I have what? My answer right. Okay? I have my answer right. Let's try another example on this. Okay, let's try another example. So let's look at this. 2 to the power 2x plus 1 minus 5 to the power 2x, all this plus 2 is equal to 0. So you're having this situation. Okay? You're having this. Now you remember what I told you. We are having 2 to the power x in the bracket. So it means that I must make sure 2 to the power x stand alone. Very simple. So when I come here, this time around, how do I make 2 to the power x stand alone? Because the relation here is more than just one entity. There are two. It's simple. If you apply the multiplication law, you remember. Okay? So you remember that we said when we have a to the power m times a to the power n, then our answer is going to be an plus n. That's what's actually accounting for that. So it means that if I compare this to what I have here, then it means that it's 2 to the power 2x, right, times 2 to the power 1. That's what is happening. Because when I multiply this, then it's going to be 2 to the power 2x plus 1. And that is exactly what is represented here. So when you master the law, you can easily see that aspect. Okay. So then I'll rewrite this in the form 2 times 2 to the power 1 times what? 2 to the power 2x. And this is the same as now. Okay. Then minus 5 2 to the power x plus 2 is equal to what? 0. Okay. So here, you realize we met this before, and so we want it to stand like this. So this will become 2 times 2 to the power x, all this what? Square. Okay, all this square. Then minus 5 2 to the power x plus 2 is equal to what? 0. Okay, it's equal to 0. So we are having this situation. Now, we know what to do. At this level, we say we let what? 2 to the power x be equal to y. So when we do that simple, we can replace it here. So this will become 2y squared. Simple. Very, very easy to see. 2y squared minus 5y plus 2 is equal to what? 0. So 2y squared minus 5y plus 2 is equal to 0. So to find the factors, you multiply this by the last one, 4. 4 and minus 1, so 4 is 1 and 4. So minus minus, you get minus 5 when you multiply it to 4. So 2y squared minus y minus 4y plus 2 is equal to what? 0. Okay, it's equal to 0. So we are having this simple stuff over there. Okay, so at this level, we factorize y out. So when you factorize y out over here, you're just going to have 2y minus 1. Okay, 2y minus 1. And when you factorize minus 2y out, minus 2 out, then you are going to have what? Y, 2y minus 2y minus 1, yes, is equal to what? 0. So 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. Good. So from this level, then we are going to actually group like them. So we have y minus 2 and then against y, 2y minus 1. All this is equal to what? 0. Okay, all this is equal to 0. So what happens? We can do y minus 2 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 2, first equation. And then here is going to be 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. So 2y is equal to 1. Hence y is equal to what? Half. Okay, y is equal to half. So if y is equal to half, then we introduce the y, but the right y we do is 2 to the power x. Okay, so hence we say that over here is going to be 2 to the power x is equal to 2. So we know any number is raised to the power 1. Hence over here x is equal to 1. That is. And then here too, 2 to the power x is equal to half. So we have to make it a linear form. So 2 to the power x is equal to 2 to the power negative 1. So because it's 2 to the power 1 here, so when it goes up, it becomes 2 to the power minus 1. Hence, same base, we equate the numerator. So x is equal to negative 1. So we have 1 and negative 1. So if we have two of true sets, then you can say true set x is such that x is equal to minus 1 or negative 1. 1 negative 1. Simple and short. So basically, this is the very last part of the indices I wanted to introduce you to. Okay, it's quite a special case, and you need quite some practice in order for you to do this easy. Okay, so let's see. I'll leave you with this. So quickly try your hands on them and see if you can get the true set. Right? If you have any challenges, you can always contact us. Then we are free to help you. Whereas the elder brother or the friend or the twin brother of indices is what? Logarithm. So see you in our next video on logarithms. Thank you very much. It's Theophilus here, and I'm out.
Now what is it? Can you be answered? Me mama is a girl. Onya mi grandma. Wokum no. You the mabus ya from Jackson. And up at Denina. Mia wedding couldn't know. Wash out of the wood. 90 say ya one. The tree with this wood just rama. The tree with this wood now you fit. Now, baby, and we are